How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, we have 2 more weeks for retrograde to start ending. Because remember what I told y'all. First, how retrograde begins is a staging. Then that staging lasts for 3 weeks. Then it hits direct. And then that lasts for 3 weeks. Then as it phase out, that lasts for 3 weeks. So far when it hit direct and we are in the nucleus of retrograde, which was November 17th. Isn't that ironic? Because y'all know the number I was assigned. And before I get deeper into it, I want to tell y'all what has happened to me so far since the last time we talked about retrograde. So, our TV broke down. Both of our trucks broke down. About an hour ago, the monitor on my desktop broke down. You can't make these things up. Every time Mercury and retrograde hit direct, it usually affects my laptop. And I did get a message from my laptop that it was running hot, but it wasn't running hot. And the events that occurred with my husband, he said, you know what, you keep telling me this. You've been telling me year out and year in, the years we've been together, about retrograde. And my husband always have a tendency to work against retrograde. You can't control all the events, but I notice that you can get more in harmony with the universe and not go against the grain. And I don't get all excited when all these different events occur in my personal life when it comes to retrograde, because I know what's going on. And like the elders would say, this too shall pass. Well, something that I was thinking about, and I noticed, my royal family, is that it ceased to amaze me that every retrograde that we have, there is always a bridge collapse. Ones you drive on or ones that you walk on. So I was looking in my archives, and on August 15th, 2018, the title is Another Bridge Collapse When Mercury is in Retrograde. And this happened over in Italy. And I was trying to figure out why are bridges collapsing? Because I had said to the royal family that retrograde also it hits communications, where people have a tendency to not communicate effectively, and it can lead to misunderstandings and literally a big ass argument. And I wanted to add that you can win an argument better when you know about retrograde. I had an argument with somebody on YouTube, and I used it, and I was very effective to that person. I made them feel some kind of way, and I felt in harmony with the universe because I was able to get my point across, and I was deliberate in my intentions. So, I'm just checking my archives, and I'm like, well, let me see. Well, before I check my archives, I said, well, let me see, have we had any more bridge accidents? Because now we are in the nucleus of retrograde. So I'm going to take y'all on this journey. And I just wanted to prove to y'all that I did put up a video about a bridge collapsing over in Italy. Okay, well, let's go over here. And I know y'all remember this. We had also in March in Florida, a pedestrian bridge had collapsed. Y'all remember that one? That was pretty bad. So I have a little video here I'll play. It's not terribly long, so to refresh our memory. Now remember, this was March 15th, 2018.
Portion of a new pedestrian bridge near the campus of Florida International University has collapsed. It looks pretty serious. Let's go right to our local affiliate, WTVJ, and listen in.
Was right on there. 4 or 5 vehicles, clearly at least 5 vehicles we have seen under that collapsed bridge, and some of them in a situation where it would be difficult for them to get out. We can hope that they survived and that they'll be able to be rescued and that they're not seriously injured, but right now it's just a hope. We don't know exactly what they have out there, and neither do they, and that's why they are responding as they are. Southwest 8th Street and 109th Avenue, near the turnpike there at the FIU campus, a place right now that is closed for spring break at least, so there weren't a lot of students around. The bridge itself was not open yet. It had just been erected Saturday, the major portion of it, and it came down today. And this was being touted as a bridge for safety, both in construction and for pedestrian safety. You know, Miami-Dade County does have an urban rescue team, and these are people who train for building collapses. And I don't know whether those individuals are part of that team, but I've seen people on a team like that in action before, and that is how they go into a scene. You know, they are trying to get in as quickly as they can to save lives, to protect the people who are trapped under there. And Andrea, I don't know.
All right, my royal family, I'm not going to play it all. I just wanted to refresh your memory about that. I know some people remember. And another thing that I wanted to add about retrograde is that it's always a surprise. And I'm going to show y'all something about this particular accident. Anybody that's new to the True Royal family, I have a construction background. I was a welder for 17 years, so I know a lot about structures, and my husband was an iron worker for 40 years. So me and my husband, I remember distinctly, me and him had a deep conversation about this bridge, and it's like there was some things structurally he can tell me, and then there was some other things that I could tell him. We bounce off of each other like that. So this pedestrian bridge, I know why it collapsed, and I don't know, you know, it's just for the sake of saving money. What they did was they went along with this design, and I hope this picture is big enough. What I want y'all to know, my royal family, every structure has a weak point, and you cannot build a bridge too stiff. It has to have some flexibility in it. Now, what they did here on this one is, you see this column here? Well, this column here is the only one here. So what they did was they felt like that was enough support, and you can see where it collapsed at the weak point. They needed to have one right here in the middle. I don't know if my mounts are showing, but you can see where the car has been smashed in the front, and if you move a few feet over, that's where the weak point is. If they would have put a column right there, it would have supported the weight. It was a very poor design, but I remember this distinctly. They was trying to cut costs, and then they also wanted to to the best of their ability, put up something quick and fast where it wouldn't affect traffic, because if they would have put a second column at the weak point, then it would have either possibly shut down traffic or slow down traffic, where they would probably be in one lane, or depending on the picks that they are using, just shut that whole street down completely. And it's always about the enemy's bottom line. So that's what the issue was with that. And they know what they did. It was quite tragic, you know, and it gave into itself, because it didn't have enough support. And these dummies, I guess they just thought this one column would do it, you know. And just with this area way back up here that's damn near is tilted up, it gave into itself, and then this column here served absolutely no purpose. Ain't that a damn shame? And personally, I would have opted for 2 columns that was at its weakest points. That's what I would have opted for. So it would have been a total of, it should have been a total of 4 to be on the safe side. I wouldn't even go with 3. It would be 4. And they could have structured it in such a way where they would have not lost any lanes to keep the flow of traffic. But these, you know, in Babylon, folks are so in a rush that they don't want to inconvenience. Well, you can't always have it your way, but this is how they get down in this country, and they paid the ultimate cost. So that's enough of that. Let me reduce that down and continue on. Now remember, that happened March 15, 2018, and that was during when Mercury was in retrograde. Okay, so now let's get current. Wait a minute, before we get current, okay, yeah, so the bridge in Italy collapse, a pedestrian, and this was all, both of these was both on August 15th. 2 parts of the world. Okay, now let's get current. So, portion of Highway 18 could be closed through winter after bridge collapse. They didn't really say a lot about it. You can see it speaks for itself. Turner County, South Dakota. This is where this happened, and the accident happened Wednesday while crew were building the new bridge near Harley. 3 construction workers were hurt, you know, and that's basically it. It speaks for itself. And so let's get a better view of it. Oh, memory kicking back in. The reason why all of this popped off, they were pouring concrete, and it wasn't properly shored up right, and it was probably not distributed right, because when you pour concrete, you have to do it in stages, and you got to know how to, when you pour in that concrete, do it in such a way where it's not taking on too much weight. You got to spread it out and slowly build it up. And I've been on enough concrete pours, they just rushing nonstop. And yeah, when mud come, you can't stop working. I mean, you don't get no breaks. You work the whole time, but you also need to work smart. So somebody blundered there, and they also have people under the pourers, what you call pour watch, and that's usually the carpenters that are looking for any breach. So if they see something leaking, they can quickly put up a 4x4 or a 2x4 12 feet long, 8 feet long, shore it up. But it's all about preparation, and it's all about doing things in sequence. So they pay the cost for that. So let's continue on. Over here in Russia, man dies of injuries suffered in latest in a series of bridge collapse, and this happened on the 26th of November 2018. And like I said, retrograde works around the globe, and I'm not going to read all this article. A man who was injured in one of at least 5 recent bridge collapse in Russia has died. And that's pretty much it. But I didn't finish something. I remember I was trying to understand. I was saying to myself, why are these bridges collapsing during retrograde? What does that have to do with communications? And Brenda, she came up with the best explanation. She said, well, a bridge also represent, once you have, because we use the word, that term bridge, where we're bridging things together, and it's like you're trying to get to point A to point B, and once you have built that bridge, then you can communicate to the other side. And so when a bridge collapses, it cuts off the communication. So that was a good assessment on Brenda's part. Okay, now we have another bridge that had collapsed November 17th when it hit direct. So let's hear what they have to say about this accident.
Walkway that collapsed in the Crescent Town neighborhood in the city's East End. For more, let's go live to CB24's Christy Becerra. Christy, what happened, and was anyone injured?
No one was injured, Jamie. That's the good news. But what happened was part of this pedestrian bridge behind me here collapsed. And there's actually a huge gaping hole in the bridge that we could see. We just walked up to where they had it taped off with yellow tape, and we got some shots of it ourselves. And it's quite unbelievable, actually, when you look at this and just how dangerous this situation could have been, both on top and underneath, with a massive pile of concrete now underneath this bridge. Now, we're at Massey Square, just off of Crescent Town Road. So the nearest main intersection would be Victoria Park and Danforth. This happened just after 6 a.m. The bridge is about, we're guessing, maybe 15 feet off the ground here. Fortunately, no one was injured. It's a great thing, neighbors say, that this happened on a weekend. Normally, this bridge is heavily used by the students of Crescent Town Elementary School and their parents. It's a very busy place here in the morning. Fortunately, this morning, no one was on the bridge when this happened. A resident in the area said just after 6 a.m., he heard a loud noise.
Well, at about 6:05 this morning, I heard a loud noise. It sounded to me like concrete falling. It sounded like something had collapsed. So I looked out from my balcony, and I could see there was a huge gaping hole in the structure of the bridge.
Residents in the area have also been saying that they've been expressing concern about the safety of this bridge for many years now. I just talked to a woman who said that she moved here 7 years ago, and she's been complaining about the safety of this bridge for that entire time. You can see that some work has been done on the bridge, on the school side of it, but we're hearing that it's the responsibility of both a private company and the school board. So Toronto Fire says that the school board has been notified. They are still out here on the scene at this hour, and we will be following up with them, as well as the school board and the owner of the other side of the bridge throughout the morning. We'll report back any information as we get it. Back to you for now.
We appreciate the update. Thanks, Chris.
Okay. What I could tell y'all on this one, my royal family, is the reason why this bridge just recently collapsed. It was due to erosion and poor maintenance. That is it, and that is all. And also, the bridge that had collapsed over in Italy, when I did this story, it was the same scenario. It was due to erosion and not maintaining, because they always trying to cut costs when it comes to us. We the taxpayers, and we pay for this stuff, and then they take our money like it's their money, and we don't even get a say in how they are doing these things properly, and it bites them in the ass every time. So I just wanted to continue to do my due diligence for the royal family, letting the royal family know how real retrograde is. And my driving force is not to look at retrograde in a fearful manner. It's all about the royal family getting in harmony with the universe and showing appreciation and awareness at that time during retrograde, that you fully realize there's going to be unexpected delays. I have said to the royal family during this time, I would strongly advise for the royal family to leave at least a half an hour early for work. Expect chaos, expect computers to crash, expect your cell phone to act a damn fool, accidents out of nowhere, people arguing and all of that. But, before I get to the good parts, but also don't make big purchases. If all possible, don't go on very long distant trips. And I cannot emphasize to you, my royal family, don't sign no contract during that time. You can give it a few weeks. Don't let anybody push you into anything. Take your time. And so again and again, retrograde is all about redos, repair, reflect, review. This is a good time to do a deep cleaning. This is a good time. If there is money due to you that you've been having trouble getting, you can get that money. Lightbearer says she tried it and it worked for her. See, so much stuff has been stripped from us, my royal family, and the one thing that it's many things, but something that I noticed, it's with science, having awareness of the galaxies and the planets in the universe and all these things. We're in this war. We're put in a position where we're always having to survive and defend ourselves, and there's so much going on, we don't even sometimes know how to get back in harmony. And with us being the most vibrational people on earth, and we have been abused so deeply and ridiculed and despised and killed daily as I speak, that Mother Nature is going to bring back harmony. Natural things will happen. Even if we don't make an effort, there's going to be so many different events that happen throughout the world. Is going to make us pay attention. It's all about paying attention. And I talk about the age of exposure. This is our time, my royal family, and I'm going to keep saying it. While we watching the enemy lose their fucking mind, we need to heal in the war. We need to heal in the chaos. So when we fully reclaim our throne, we are already, that's a sign of having our house in order. We ain't going to, you're not even shaped to even run the race. You just sitting there waiting. We got things that we have to do. And did some deep thinking, and I do deep thinking even when I do hangouts with the royal family, and I said, we are not fully utilizing nature and things around us. I have said, it just hit me. I said, we're spiritual people, we're some praying people. Do we talk to the universe? Do we talk to the many planets out here? All of this stuff is ours, and we are not fully using it. And the enemy is looking deep. They think they're going to Mars. They ain't going nowhere. I don't mind repeating these things over and over, because that's how much love I have for my family. True love. And it's a horrible thing stuff be taken from us, and then they utilizing it, and then with isms, you know, even our own to do it to each other. Oh, that's demonic. Oh, that's this. Oh, that's that. Look into it first. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. You know, we are, again, indigenous to the entire planet. Our base is a Kebalon. So, I done ranted and I done raved, and I just wanted to just show y'all and keep y'all, keep it on your frontal lobe about retrograde. Proceed with caution. Utilize it. And don't forget those surgeries. Put that off. I'm serious, because I had a few people email me in the past and say, you know what, I didn't believe you about this stuff, and family member had this done and that done, and it was something that they considered minor. You can go home the same day, and it manifests to be even more. And so that right there, when I hear these type of stories, it's about getting in harmony with the universe and really getting in harmony with self. You know, we can be just going on, and we don't even feel ourselves. We are detached from ourselves because we're always on the defense mechanism. And I'm a firm believer, when you acknowledge nature and everything that the Creator have provided for us, that keeps us in harmony, that keep us in tune, that keep us focused, and we're continuing to spiritually elevate, because it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop when it comes to people's individual spiritual growth. So anyway, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.